I want to.
Too late.
Too late.
Hold on, too late. Guess what? We are live. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
We see
It takes a
Jonathan in
second
the
for you to.
audience. Nadia's in the audience so far. Welcome,
Yes,
welcome.
Nydia is
Hi,
our
Jessica.
bridge buddy. I'll pick it. Jessica.
I see 7 eyeballs. Who's here?
One of them is me. Deb, copyright strike.
I feel like we need to raise our vibration.
Yeah, YouTube's gonna strike us now. Thanks.
Hi, Marianne. Oh my goodness, what a day. Who else has been feeling the woo going on in the energy field lately? It has been a wild ride.
In the sky. Did you guys hear it?
Like we can, yeah. I think Jill said something about copyright stuff.
Yeah, you can't play music, Deb.
Wow.
Really? Gotta be careful.
Yeah.
I could grab my drum and I could do some drumming and we could do the vibrations that way.
There's
too many rules. I'm a rule breaker. I apologize.
Rebel.
There's
you would be a rebel with a cause, not a rebel without a cause. So welcome to June.
This week. It's Miller time. I like that, Jessica.
Yes.
Yes, Marianne. Really, really, really exhausting. Been up personally myself since 4 a.m. this morning. Got another early day ahead of me tomorrow, but that's all right. We keep plugging along. So welcome to June. Welcome to the month on angels. We are going to be focusing this month on learning about and talking about angels. So we'd like to see what questions you guys got. So pop those questions in the chat bars for us so we can take note of what questions you all might have as we progress through the month. We'll be able to each focus in on our particular experiences and modalities with working with the angels and kind of give our flavor of how we would do that each week as we go along. And I think Deb has something cool for us tonight.
Do I?
Do you? Always.
Do I know. So
you bring the hair and you bring the magic.
Angels. There you go. I just want to add that, working with the angels are not complicated, but you do have to ask permission. They're not just going to help you because you need it, right? We actually have to invoke them. We actually have to let them know that we want their assistance because they will not step in and help us. So when we start our practice and we want to do readings, we ground ourselves, we call in our highest and best for whoever we're sitting with and for ourselves. We sage sometimes, we do Palo Santo, whatever it is that you start your ritual off with. And that could look like anything that brings you peace and joy and that sense of calmness so that you can connect at a higher level with your angels. So, later on we'll do an invocation, just a simple one. It doesn't have to be elaborate. A lot of people think that they have to meditate for, an hour just to get into that space. If that's what you want to do, go for it. But the more you practice, the quicker things get for you. And just, when I typically work with Archangel Michael, Raphael, and then there's Gabrielle and there's Ariel and there's a whole bunch of other ones that I can't even pronounce their names right, but they know because I have that intention, setting the intention to work with them. So even if you can't pronounce their names, which you know, Jill and I are always famous for botching names, and
They're all
Hey, I'm pretty
Amuel.
good at that too.
They're all Amuel,
yeah,
except for like two of them, Metatron, and there's another one that doesn't end in the Amuel, like or El, the
yeah.
Raphael.
So
Got some good
yeah, so you know, just holding that intention, and also when you get yourself into that space in that place, and you're not sure who you want to work with, open up to be receiving any angel, archangel that wants to come through and work with you and assist you in what it is, and really tap into the vibration, you know, as best as you can, so that you can really focus on the message that is being spoken to you, or guide, or being guided to. Okay, and you can ask for signs, you can ask for symbols, you can ask for whatever it is that you want, and they most of the time will give you a hint that they are working with you. Jill had an experience a while back, and I'll let her tell you about her experience, because it's really pretty and beautiful.
the one about that I just told you about before we went live.
Yes,
Okay.
or whatever one you want, Joe.
No, that's the one that I thought was really cool. So I just wanted to see what Jonacide turned into Thor for me. Very cool, Jonacide. Thanks for sharing. I'm not surprised.
I love that. That's really cool. And thank
So
you for sharing that. It says he doesn't really
that's
share
really
much
cool.
about that. Yeah, that's awesome.
So when I first started my I was doing my classes and studying and all that, I was listening to an audiobook by Sonia, and can't say her last name, Choi Chakra or something. She's
Charok?
part.
Yeah.
Yes, I even have some of her decks. Her family, she grew up with. Yes, she grew up with people at her dinner table. Her family was very engrossed in it. She's been doing this sort of work since she was a child, and she had given ways to connect with your guardian angel, and one of the ways to do it was
Stop.
through songs, right? So listening to her book. So one day I'm driving to work, and I'm in Boston on Storrow Drive. If anyone's ever been on Storrow Drive, you know what I'm talking about. And um a song came on. I love musicals anyways. So A Star Is Born with Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga had just come out, and all of a sudden the song Music to My Heart came on. And because I had asked for my guardian, one of my guardian angels, come forward, give me a sign. When the song came on, I felt this rush of energy that just came through me, and this warmth of just unconditional love that was just in my heart. And I remember and I am not me in the fields, we don't we got a love-hate relationship, right? And the unconditional love that I felt actually brought tears to my I have tears streaming down my face, not sad, but just overwhelming love and joy. So every time when I will hear that song, and I know that my guardian angel is looking over me. So that was how, I don't know which one. I just knew that angel was there with me and was showing me and just showering me with love. And the thing, when you hear songs, I always suggest to look up the lyrics and read the lyrics like you were reading a book, because they take on a different meaning. So when you read the words to that song, it so fit what I was feeling. And I just and I just love the soundtrack anyway. So that's one way I connected early on in my journey to to one of my guardian angels. It wasn't an archangel, I know that for sure.
And it doesn't have to be.
No.
So
So we do have a couple
Nadia
questions.
had a good question. Yeah. I think I pinned
So did
it.
Jessica. So Jessica asked us, which angel did each of you start with? That's what Jessica asked us. And Nydia asked us, how do we begin, and are there specific angels for specific requests?
She also asked, how do we
Sometimes.
begin to ask? Who did you start with, Carrie? Did you say?
The Nadia, if there's a specific angels for specific requests. There can be, there's certain angels and beings that are more in tune with certain assignments, earthly assignments. So it would really depend on like what kind of request that you're looking for. I actually, not that Saint Anthony is an angel, but if I've lost something or something's misplaced, I will actually petition and request support from Saint Anthony. In a way, my personal regard and belief on that, is that at this point he operates in more of like that kind of an angelic realm and place versus the more Catholic tradition of who saint and the saints are. For me, not having been raised Catholic, I respect the saints, but I almost kind of see certain ones in the same plane as certain angels, if that makes sense. I know, Jill, you have more background with that than I do.
Well, so yeah, I did grow up Catholic, but I'll be honest, I never really connected to that. Same as you, I respect everyone's religion and belief. It's the Catholic Church that I don't like, and I don't like. There's parts of it like that I don't agree with, but I do know. The archangels are talked about a lot, right, in the Bible. That like everyone's heard of Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel. I didn't know about Metatron until I started learning about spirituality, because he's actually not mentioned in the Bible because they believe he was Enoch, and he's only, I guess, referenced twice. But Metatron, he's kind of the Archangel Michael's like the right hand of God, but Metatron is one of only two that walked on the earth and now is an angel, and he's kind of like the almighty powerful, like, overseer of stuff, I guess you would say. I will say I found reading about the fallen angels very interesting.
Yeah.
I had a different take on how I felt about certain fallen angels after I read about them. Maybe they weren't so bad.
No, they're not.
With one of them.
But that's what we're taught, though. If you're Catholic, though, that's what you're taught, right? But when you read about what a fallen angel is, it's kind of like, were they so bad? Maybe they just wanted to have some fun.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So my personal take on working with the angels, they're the first one that I started working with was Raphael, and he's the healing angel. I was a massage therapist for many, many moons, and that was the first one that came to me. And Archangel Michael, like they simultaneously like came in together as I was working with my clients. So it was really cool. But during my research and trying to learn as much as I possibly could about the angels, there's so many different ways that you can work with them, and it could blow your mind up. They work with crystals. Like there's a certain crystal. You have a birth angel. You have, the angel that you were born with. We're all born with an angel. There's the Sephira. If you go with that, then there's so many different universal planes that they work on as well. Chakras, that you have specific ones that work with your chakras. But the easiest way to do it, if you really feel like, okay, I am looking for to solve problems, to to work through some life things, Google it. Like, who is the angel that I need to work with? Google's wonderful for that, right?
Seriously.
I think it's Jermel that is like the problem solver with life decisions, but I'm not 100% sure. But you can just Google the ones that are like, okay, I really need to work on this life choice. Who would I want to call in? They're all going to answer you. And if they can't answer you and you start with, say, Ariel or Archangel Michael, right? The right hand of God, then he's gonna go, hey, you.
Trust me, you won't miss them.
Roselle, this person has a question over here. Can you help me? So they all work as a team as well. So don't fear like you're not going to get the answers to your questions, because you'll always get a response. Whether you can understand what that response is not on them. It's on us as the beholder, and how we're listening, how we're perceiving things, and that can come in many different forms, right? So it's our own interpretation that is happening from that message. So we have to be open to receive the information however it is presented to us, and it's not always going to show up exactly the way that you want, because that's not how they work. Does that make sense?
And hits the nail on the head. It does. It hits a proverbial nail on the head. Because you may be sitting there and going, I don't feel like I'm getting the answer. I don't feel like I'm getting the answer. And the woodpecker could be sitting outside the door, outside the window, knocking on the window and go
driving you nuts.
Like not paying attention to the fact that the woodpecker is on your window, so going and and you're ignoring it because you're that's not the way that you perceive the answer to come, when in reality the woodpecker might be tapping a certain way, and if you understand SOS, it might be giving you a message that way. Or if you look up the meaning of a woodpecker, you might find something that resonates with you in the understanding of what a woodpecker symbolizes. It kind of goes in line too with the old adage and the old story of the man who was in the flooded waters, and he was climbing higher and higher to the top of his house, and eventually he's sitting on the chimney, and then people are coming by with boats, and this person's coming by with a moped, what's this thing, the water skiing things, and all these people are stopping and saying, do you want help? And he's like, no, I don't want your help. I'm waiting for a specific person. I'm waiting for God to save me. I'm waiting for this angel to pick me up and carry me away. When in reality, every single opportunity that was going to be given passed him by.
Great analogy.
Mm-hmm. And there's also numbers associated with, so Deb and I, you see us pull out our little angel number 101 book. That's another easy, you want like an easy sign to recognize. If you are seeing every single day 222 at the same time, 444, 111, those are all typically angel numbers if they're in sequence. But literally, like from 1 to 999, there's an angel meaning to it. It's usually the repeating patterns though that mean something.
Yep. License plates were one of the huge thing that used to come to me. When my brother passed away, I actually noted a time when I arrived at the scene and saw him. I noted the time, and when he's around, what will happen is that I will see a light. It's always license plate or the clock. It will chime in at that time, and I'll be like, all right, what is it that you got to say to me? Just because he was human doesn't mean he's not an angel, because he's one of my angels, right? So it comes to you in different ways. Dreams are huge if you're a dreamer, right? Or if you're not a dreamer and you all of a sudden go, wow, I had the weirdest dream last night. Well, write it down and look for the metaphor in it, because it's telling you a story.
They talk in riddles, unfortunately, and metaphors, and
well, it's symbols, metaphor, numbers,
patterns, colors.
it's just the way it works.
But you don't put off that stranger who comes up to you and says something to you that fully resonates either. Because they can talk to you that way too. A complete utter stranger who has
even a friend that says something.
Knowledge, no, he doesn't even know you, bumps into you in the grocery store and says, your mother loved the color green. Guess what? That could be a message for you.
Because there are angels.
Some of them are lunatics, so be careful. But
you'll know. You can feel when it's crazy or if it's good. But earth angels, there are earth angels that walk this earth with a purpose. They come here to talk to certain people. I had someone come talk to me once. Never saw the person again. I know he was real, though. I know I didn't make it up in my head. But sometimes, if they're trying to get a message and you're not getting it, they will send you an earth angel to come talk to you because you're not getting it if there's something really important. But normally too, it is
about to break your window because it has been so busy hanging on your window.
And usually,
the more you work with them, the more you learn the symbols, the signs, the metaphors that they're speaking to you, like the number, my brother's number, I don't even have to be thinking of him, and that number will pop in, and then I'll be like, okay, what's going on? Or then I'll kind of feel it out, and it's like, okay, do I need to check in on my mom? Do I need to check on anyone, somebody? What is he trying to tell me? But the more you work with the angels, spirit, certain things like a snake, okay? You don't know what the freaking snake means. When I first moved here, there was snakes everywhere. And I knew they wanted to work with me. I was petrified of them. They have now conditioned me. I do not jump every single time I see them. I still will not pick them up, but I save them from my dogs. But they had a message for me. So now I don't see them like I did. I saw them 10 times a day when I first moved here for the first year. It was crazy. And now I only see them every once in a while. But now I know what their message is to me. Now I know, okay, let me check in here. Where's my anxiety building up? What is it that I'm afraid of? Right? They symbolize a certain thing for me. A bluebird, a cardinal, certain things. As you start noticing things, a feather, anything, certain things will just start to have a special meaning for you personally. And only you are going to be able to sort of, decipher what that means for you. But, initially, it's okay to look things up. What does a snake mean? What does a black snake mean? What does a copperhead mean? What does, a widow spider mean? What does a dog mean? What does a cat mean? What does a orange sun, mean? Everything you can find that there is a meaning. But I really challenge you to really sit with it. And what does it mean to you? What are the feelings? What are the things that are coming up with you? And I guarantee you can piece it together yourself, what that actually means.
The other places like sky watching, let yourself lay in on one of those blue skies where you get the big fluffy clouds that are just moving along. If you really just sit and kind of, you don't want to say meditate, but just let yourself be in the moment, you'll almost always see angel wings at some point come floating by. I know I have.
They are there. There are angels amongst us.
There are.
I had a snap. Oh, very cool. Michelle looked up turtle magic. So I believe so. Sharon Miller asked about like numbers. So what does 222 mean? That means trust that everything is working out exactly as it's supposed to. Divine blessings for everyone involved. Let go and have faith. That's what, and you can, I would always stick with just more the repeating ones like 333, 222, 444. Those are the ones, because you could look up every number combination.
Well,
so
the 1234 you can do a couple ways. You could look up 12 and you could look up 34, or you can add up all those numbers together. And what is that? 3, 7, that's 10. Look up 10.
Then it's actually
break
1.
That down. Look up the number 1. Right? So if you're doing numerology, then you're going to look up the number 1. So that would be where you go with that. But, you know, looking up 12, keep your thoughts positive about your future, as what you are thinking influences your future. This is a message to keep your faith and hope. The number 34, your prayers are heard and answered by the angels and ascended masters who are with you right now. And then you go to the number 1, stay positive. Everything you're thinking about right now is coming true. So be sure that you're only thinking about what you decide. Give any fears to God and the angels. So all 3 of those really sound alike, right? There was the same meaning in there, right?
Yep, there's a universal theme.
There is. And that's yours to be held however you want to hold it.
There's so many ways, like angels are very easy to connect with. And there's like, when you go down, I don't want to say the rabbit hole, but when you really go down that, you know, there's realms, there's angel realms, there's worker bee angels. You know, there's just so many ways.
There's
so
many.
much to talk about with angels. But so just to answer Jessica's question, like who did I work with first? The first archangels I worked with were Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and I always call in Archangel Raphael just because he is like the healing angel. But I find I work mostly, I will say this, whenever I'm working through shit or problems, Gabriel comes forward. So, and I see Gabriel as a man, some see Gabriel as a woman, doesn't matter either way. But whenever like I need, sometimes I'll ask for one to come forward. Who do I need to work with? And whoever shows up is who I go with. But normally those are like my 3. And I started calling in Uriel because I got that in a meditation. So I'm like, come on in, you know.
Right? Bring them all in. Whoever wants to show up, right? Show up.
Show up if you want to come along for the ride. But usually Gabriel, he's, you know, the, you know, speaker of truth.
Yep.
The
Strength of truth. Strength of God, right?
Yeah, and he's the messenger. Like, yeah, he's the messenger, he's truth, and he's something else. But yeah, so
yeah, so Gabriel is the strength of God, aids us with creativity, communication, the ability to guide others, and nurturing the inner self. Powerful and strong archangel. And those who call upon her or him, I don't decipher whether they're a he or a she, because I think they are a balance with their, they have that balance of the masculine and the feminine energy. So it's something that we, you know, we as humans want to put labels on everything. So let's like not label it, and however they show up, they show up. Gabriel also assists with conception, childbirth, adopting, and parenting, and loves to help us nurture our own inner child. So if you're doing a lot of inner child work, I would definitely call in Gabriel.
Which is why I worked with Gabriel a lot.
West. So there, yeah. So yes, north, south, west, east. the angels do resonate with different, you know, ways that the wind blows.
The compass, like,
different directions. Or,
Yeah.
there's an angel for it. There's pretty much an angel for
Yeah. So
everything.
at one point I was trying to learn in the Kabbalah. Jill knows, she was trying to do it as well.
It was awesome.
There's so much you can go down a rabbit hole with the Kabbalah, Sephora. And, oh my God, it's just like so many different planes and different ways that it goes, and the angels connect with different ways. West water. Nice. Yeah.
That Real Life spread that we did at the end is still one of the hardest spreads that we ever did. I remember it took days to interpret. Like I had it laid out. It was powerful, but man, even just trying to get the cards in the right positions, that was such a huge, it was enlightening.
Yeah. I mean, because that deals with everything: astrology, numerology, mysticism. I mean, there's so much in there.
And getting your left and rights correct. Remember, that was one of our biggest problems in the beginning.
Yep. Yes, Sharon. I love where you're going with that. Gabrielle, West equals water. Water equals emotion.
And that is so true.
Ding,
All
ding, ding, ding.
in the zodiacs, anything that's a water sign, that's associated to emotions. And whatever your moon's in, that dictates, in astrology, what sign your moon's in dictates your emotions. Mine's a Scorpio, so it's all water.
Willow.
So does Willow want to talk? Does Willow have something to say to us?
Willow's busy cleaning herself in places that she doesn't need to be cleaning herself right now. So if you heard that slopping over there, that's what she was doing.
Tyson and Candy
I'm just jealous.
About going upstairs. They did not want to go upstairs to be with Daddy.
So was there any other? So I know Metal Twist tried a question about like they saw a 4-4 orange ball floating next to me in your dining room.
I know. I've been trying to tap into that.
If it was comforting,
what was the question?
Metal Twister had a 4-foot orange ball float right next to him while sitting in the dining room. Can you tell me who that was? It was a very comforting feeling. And I've been trying. I'm using my.
So I would risk asking the question, Metal Twister. When you think of orange ball, who is the first person, the first memory, the first thing that resonates with you? What is it that when you felt that, you said it felt very comforting, right? You were not nervous, you were not scared. What was the smell, the energy, that comforting feeling? Who did that remind you of? I'm getting female. I'm definitely getting a female.
I feel like it's a childhood friend or childhood connection. That's why there was a ball.
I feel the orange is really significant.
Yeah.
The color.
As we're all sorry. Fortunately, we all get quiet when we try to tap in.
Don't ever apologize for that. I'm also, I know this might sound weird, but I keep getting the word melon. Melon head. Is there somebody that called you melon head or you called them melon head? Metal Twist, are you still with us? That's who asked the question, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was Metal Twister.
Yep.
Now I'm seeing
My
like
mom.
this person's phone.
His mom setting
Oh.
that on.
Your mom. Yeah.
So I instantly got chills as I read that. Like you could see, can you see the goose pimples? Look at my hair standing. Can you see the hair standing up?
Yep. So that was her bringing you comfort. That was her letting you know that she's still close by and watching over you.
I want to know if melon head means anything.
I think he was saying his
Maybe
mom
that was
called
her
him
favorite
Melonhead.
fruit.
Well, I kept seeing her.
What
I
an
kept
endearing
seeing balls
nickname.
thrown at like the head.
Let me Google what the meaning of melon is. Not melon head, but melons.
Well, actually, no. I got a symbol book. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab it.
They used to enjoy watching the sunsets when he was a kid.
Oh. I don't like this one. This book isn't doing it for me. There's my other good one.
Sharon, you said say it again. What is it that you want said? What are you saying by that? Say it again.
Oh, look
So
at this.
cantaloupe, because I was thinking of an orange. So cantaloupe's orange, right? Are round and can symbolize good fortune. It also said that if you peel a cantaloupe in one continuous strand, then wear it around your waist on Chinese New Year's. It will bring you good luck throughout the coming year. So there you go. Make sure on Chinese New Year you wrap a belt around you. That's a silly one.
I have of course, I got 4 books that gives you signs and symbols. But can I find the one that I want right now? No. That would just be too easy. So, she misunderstood the question. See, this is where we all get lost because that's why I have so many books.
See, a lot of things can take us down rabbit trails.
Oh, God.
Right?
We can get sucked down the rabbit trail very, 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 very easily.
Doesn't take
I know.
much.
I'm stuck on melon head.
I know.
Melon head, melon head, melon head.
So this is not giving me melon. Frig. What the frig?
Ella's not here. You don't have to be PG.
Oh, so I could have swore?
Yeah.
Tell me?
Well,
We
I
can
don't know.
swear, but we
How
can't
does that
play
work for our
songs.
algorithms?
Well,
No.
it's swearing in the chat that hits the algorithm. So
Does anybody else have any other questions? Anything? I don't see any.
Bring your questions. We'd love to see them, hear them. Even if we can't bring you exactly your answer tonight, we can work on it throughout the next coming weeks. And hopefully by the time June wraps up, we will be able to have answered most.
She loved cantaloupes. Yes.
Ah, yay!
I love it.
And that's what we call
What about melon head?
evidence-based. That's what we call an
hey,
evidence-based
Marvy.
Only
meeting.
Melonhead in Indiana. First name John. LOL.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hi, Marby.
Hi, Marby. I got as far as fruit, but now we know though the mystery solved.
Yay!
First name John. LOL. That's funny. With me.
What's that
Oh,
mean?
that's
With
so
me,
cool.
it?
Oh, John Mellencamp. Yes. With me, it's shiny
Nice.
thing. Well, that makes sense, Metal Twister. Shiny things. So I think next time we'll have a little bit more of a. So how about we pose the question? Does everyone want to learn more about each archangel and what their purpose is? Because we could give you like a 101 of what each one does, and if you which one to call in to help with creativity or healing or just protection. We can do that next week. I was actually supposed to do that this week, but things got kind of crazy. I never got to do it. Sorry.
Excellent, Metal Twister. Connect with your mom always.
And any other suggestions, we're happy to hear. And are we going to pull some cards for the last few minutes? I know I brought out my angel decks just for this.
All right. So why don't I do the invocation? There it is.
Yes.
And we can set the tone with everybody, and everybody can call in their angels, and we can all connect, and we can pull some cards if that's what you guys want to do. Carrie Jelly Beans.
Nope, that sounds good. I'm just noting down Jessica's and Nydia's comments to remember for what we can talk about in the upcoming week: spiritual protection and cleanliness, and do angels get stuck on earth. But Deb's going to do an invocation for us that is really simple that everyone can use, and I'm going to shut up.
All right. So find yourself in a nice, comfortable position. Allow yourself to take a few deep breaths. Just blow away any concerns that you've had throughout the day. As you exhale, really feel your body just settling in. As you take a nice deep breath in, start to set your intention to connect with your higher self, all that is, for your highest and best. To connect with your guardian angel, just feel your body relaxing. Imagine a light above you or below you or all around you. Imagine this light is filling you and flowing all around, raising your level of light, raising your vibration. Focus your awareness inside. Focus on the area of your heart chakra. And imagine your heart chakra glowing with light, feeling it opening as your vibration rises. Become aware of your direct connection with the light, with the divine, and all that is. Breathe, relax, Sensing your vibration lift. From this elevated state of love, light, and oneness, think or say out loud, or say to yourself, I now invoke the presence of my guardian angel, the presence of the archangel, and the guides and angels who can most serve me now in elevating my vibration and tuning into your love, support, and guidance. Please come in and connect with me now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just continue to focus within and just breathe. Feel and become aware of your own psychic senses. Know that your angels are always with you. You just need to ask for their guidance, their assistance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Allow yourself to open your eyes and come back into your body. Wiggle in your fingers, your toes, and if you're capable, your nose.
Angel 43.
Oh, I already wrote it down. No, I already because what I'll do is I'll clip the invocation and post it as a separate video. That's what we're going to try to do with all the meditations or anything like that, is make them their own so anyone can go back and listen. And I was telling them last time, yes, I was peeking John's side. To get the timestamp right. And if I was smart, I would have just listened to the YouTube and just got the timestamps. But no, I did the hard way. So I did. I wrote the time.
So when you yelled out the number 43, Carrie, I had to go look it up. Both the angels and the ascended masters, such as Jesus, we were talking about him earlier, Kuan Yin, or a saint, are helping you right now. Spend time connecting with them in quiet meditation and be calm by their reassuring presence, which tells you that everything is fine.
So be it. As we were in that
Boom.
state, I literally saw the rings come around. So
excellent. Feel the warmth. How did everybody else feel? Oh, thank you, Metal Twister. And now I'm looking for the beam. Beam me up, Scotty.
She's gonna think she's gonna have a halo around her head now.
We all know that it's dented.
Amen is right, Marby. Calm. That's very good.
Good.
Very relaxing.
And that's
very relaxing.
Was anybody able to sense their angel, their guardian angel or an archangel presence with them? There's no right or wrong answers.
You sometimes hear them whisper their name to you.
Or yell at you.
Yeah, well, usually when my first few times they were very nice to me. They didn't yell at me, not yet. But don't get scared. They don't really yell at you. But I just heard I just heard their name very softly whispered to me. Oh yeah. Felt tingling, something.
I love it.
Marianne, yep.
Mm-hmm. I bet
Yeah.
you did.
It was
When
definitely-
spirit comes near me, one of my ears buzz. Whenever spirit comes around me, I get a buzzing in my ear. Don't ask
Yep.
me why.
I instantly get chilled. And it's a different chill than getting chilled, if that makes any sense. Like there's a certain like all of a sudden the hairs will just like start
Standing
sticking
up.
up on my yes. And it's like a whisper on the back of my neck, if I could
Mhm.
describe it. And that's what gives me the chills.
And Sharon, don't worry about it. You'll have an opportunity to go back and re-listen to it and then have that experience and connection happen. We hope that you're enjoying your yummy dinner.
Yeah. I sucked down mine right before we went on. My bowl is still here. Oh, beautiful. I love when the doggies come and kiss.
Aww.
Oh,
So
Excellent.
I don't particularly have a deck anywhere nearby me because I was late to set up, guys. Sorry. So
too bad I can't.
And I have
virtually
my
hand you-
spirit deck tonight.
I know Jill and
Carrie, you
Deb
can
have-
always go. Carrie, you can always go off your own intuition too.
Oh, definitely.
So Michelle asked for a card. My friend Michelle Embry did, and with just a general, I think Marby asked for a general, and I think that's all that we had for requests.
All right.
Yep, Marby and Michelle.
Jess is gonna go talk to her dog, right? Mine are all
Mhm.
over here just licking themselves.
Oh,
I
you-
actually don't want them to kiss me after that. No.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, my daddy came to kiss.
Aw.
Oh, that's awesome, Marby.
Jilly pulled out 5 decks. I got you covered.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about. John aside and those lies that he tells. No, I did. I pulled out all my. I got about 20 different angel decks.
All right. Well, you're doing that. I have a general for everybody.
Okay.
Dearest you, we need you to know that you can change things miraculously for you and everyone and make things right. It's never too late. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the burden of an old story, one in which you were a victim of someone else's actions or your own. You don't need to carry this around. You can set yourself free. Even advocating for good because of these experiences requires your forgiveness to be effective. Forgiveness is never about condoning things that were done. It's about letting yourself off the hook from carrying the burden. Resentment and hurt are like viruses that spread to others. And that is the opposite of what you really desire, right? Imagine that your life would be like without the burdens that you carry when you do not forgive. You can do it. Everyone over here believes in you and adores you. I feel like I've pulled this card from the spirit deck for this group before. Like it's really like, and I usually don't remember things like that, but I really feel like this needs to be heard from everybody that's on tonight. That was from Postcards from Spirit. Colette Baron Reed.
I love them. Those are some of my favorites.
Yeah, actually,
Mhm.
I find you two have that deck, and I finally got it because every time you both use it, I liked it so much. So I decided, since we were talking about archangels, right? I got this was like my Archangel Oracle deck that I got when I was gonna do my first class, and I'm on texting Deb going, "What is an oracle deck?" So this was actually, I didn't end up using it, but I figured since we talked about archangels, this is where I should pull. Yes, I know, Renee, John aside, my addiction is pretty bad. It's getting out of control, but there's worse things, right? So
Oh, I'm glad it
gonna pull.
resonated with you, Marianne.
So let's see what the archangels want to tell us, since we're just about at the end. So I'll just pull from this for, like we always say, even if we're not pulling directly for you, there's probably something in that message for you. So take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And of course, I got 3 cards because what else?
One for each of us.
Pretty much. So guess who came? But Archangel Michael. So you are safe. I am protecting you against lower energies and guiding you, your loved ones, and your home. So now, do I love how he's the draw? I've seen hotter depictions of Archangel Michael, but so then of course I got Archangel Raphael as my second one. It says, angel therapy, give me your cares, your worries to us angels, and allow us to take your burdens. And that was actually something I wanted to say earlier after we did the invocations. Like, when you're stressed and you're feeling bad, give it to the angels. Hand it all over to them. They'll take care of it. They'll take it and take that energy and put it into the universe. So that's Raphael. And the last one I got was Archangel Shamil. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship, beloved one. And, a spiritual soulmate could be anyone from your dog to your mom, to your best friend, to a mentor. So,
To somebody you haven't even met yet.
Exactly. Couple of girls on a live stream acting crazy.
Hey, remember to like and share.
Yes, like, share, subscribe. Thumbs up. So so I have not seen good karma to let that person know they won their free reading with us. I might be on the bridge with Corey this week, possibly. I don't know yet, and I'll mention it there. But if we don't get in contact, we don't hear from that person, or I don't find a way to contact them, we might end up pulling another name, and we might actually do it where whoever's here during our live stream.
I think we should do it. Yeah, if we do it again, it's going to be who's ever here during the live.
So so just give me that.
If good color doesn't come through by next week, we will.
Yeah, because if they're not on Corey's live stream or comment there, because everyone's YouTube handles, which I totally understand, we'll end up just doing whoever's here. We'll pick that person and figure it out from there.
I just wanted to let everybody know that Archangel Shamu, he who sees God, is the meaning of his name, or her name, right? Because a lot of people have probably had not heard of that one. So Shamu, I'm probably botching the name. Shamal, Hop and Pop Incorporated will help you with love, confidence, and career matters. Shamu can lift you from the depths of sorrow and find love in your heart. Shama, Hop and Pop Incorporate helps us to renew and improve existing relationships as well as finding our soulmates. Works with us to build strong foundations for our relationships as well as careers. So they're long-lasting, meaningful, and healthy.
Oh, it says you'll know if you feel butterflies in your stomach and a tingling sensation, that usually means that this archangel's around you. When you get those flutters, right?
Flutters.
So my encouragement to everybody for this week until we meet again next week would be to really kind of be aware of what's happening around you. Take note of occurrences that may seem insignificant. Take note of them, keep track of them, and I look forward to hearing some of your experiences next week.
Absolutely.
The angels are going to communicate
We
with
invoke
those
them.
that truly embrace the invocation and truly believe that they are connecting with their appointed angels at this time. So could be who knows, it could be a woodpecker on your windowsill, it could be a chipmunk in your bird feeder. Take note.
Could be
It
a
could be a snake
hummingbird.
in your backyard.
It could be the mosquito that's biting on me. Oh, Miska.
So thank you to everyone.
All right.
as
Well, thank
always
you,
tonight.
everyone.
Much love to all. Oh,
That's what's fun. Thank you, Jessica.
the
Good night,
huskies are
everybody.
talking. Bye, everyone.
They're
Till
not
next
mine.
time.
That's Carrie's piece.
Oh. Night, everyone. Bye.